part two of what most people miss about President Trump. It's unfortunate that we see how many people speak so badly about President Trump. We often hear the media and the pundits, we often hear them say, he's a dictator. He's a Nazi. He's a fascist. Well, as I always do, if I hear or see something that I don't agree with or that I'm curious about, I don't take it at face value unless I have discerned that it's true or fact to me. But what I did, I looked up the word fascist, and I suggest you do the same. Without giving you the full-blown definition of fascist, I can just tell you that the term started, I think it was in Germany, with a specific party that was being created, that they wanted to separate themselves, and they wanted to be about party and the people. That's where that word originated from. But I can guarantee you, once you find out the true meaning or do the research on it, it has nothing to do with anything that President Trump is doing. What they do is that they take a word and they try to add what they believe it should mean for that particular moment. And right now they choose to use it against President Trump. If you ever watch and notice him throughout his press conferences, his press gaggles, what have you, his executive order signings, you kind of see that, at least to my eyes and my view, President Trump often looks very tired. That's a hard-working man. You know, back in the day, they used to call James Brown the hardest working man in show business. Well, I'm going to call President Trump the hardest working man in politics. Hands down, no one closer, other than probably some of the people in his cabinet that try to keep up with him. And by the way, most of them are younger. But as I said in part one, President Trump has an agenda that he is trying to carry out. The agenda that 80 million people or so voted him in to do. Whether you have a problem with what he's doing or not, he's doing everything he told you he would do. I'll go down a few of those things and just, we can touch on them. The border. And I'm going to add this little bit for people who seem to have an issue with this. They'll say, what about the people who have been working here for years and years and years and contribute to society and they work a job and have a home or whatever? Are they here legally? Okay. If they're not here legally, what is it that you're fighting for, that person for? It would be no different than me professing to be a doctor, working in the field, contributing to society, helping people, but my license is fake. Or I don't have, let alone don't have a license. You have no argument. You have no ground to stand on because you are, again, doing it illegally. Now, I'm all for
speed camera ahead, 50 miles per hour speed limit.
I'm all for measures that find ways to have them obviously jump in the back of the line, find ways to pay something to that. There are ways to do this, but to put the initial argument up front that they have a right to be here because they've been contributing, they've been working, they've been living, that's not a viable argument. The fact is, you still. Here's another great one that someone said. Let's say you rob a bank. You got away with it. They never found you for 20 years. But then they catch you. And you say, you know what? I'm going to turn the money in that I stole. Does that denounce the fact that you stole the money? No, it doesn't. You still are considered a criminal at large, or at the very least, and I don't think there is a time span for crimes in that case. But you get my point. Number two, there has been, I think, over 8 to 10. Let's just say, for the sake of records, let's say there are 8 wars or potential wars that President Trump has ended or stopped. In the comments, give me one president that you know in our lifetime, in your lifetime and mine, that have done that. Number 3. People complain, oh, tariffs are going to hurt Americans. If you look at even when tariffs started, I think it was back in the 30s. Maybe it was the 1830s. But back in the 30s, I think, is when it started. America didn't want for anything. But at some point, somebody decided the brilliant idea to stop tariffs and then use all that money that we had in our coffer to help other countries. Great. I'm all about helping people. I don't have a problem helping nobody, if it does not hurt me or make me worse off than you, or hurts our country in this case. So you figure over the last, I don't know how many years that is, we stopped tariffing you for your products in our country, and you started tariffing us. Help me make that make sense. And now that we decide, okay, we've had enough, our country's in debt, now we need to start getting our money back, we're at fault for that. But you have some politicians that gaslight the president or gaslight you to make you believe that that's wrong, that we should not be looking out for our country. Then there's some countries that tax us way more than they probably should. 200, 300% in some cases. So that's my part 2 of what most people miss about our great president, DJT. I think my next one will be, don't hold me to this, but I think it will be on the government shutdown. But as always, guys, thank you for viewing. Leave me a comment if you were interested in anything I said, or if you wanted some clarity to anything I said. Share, and please consider subscribing if you find my information helpful or knowledgeable or interesting. Thanks.